citizens of the Reject Nation. It is John and Gregorio back once again to check out some fresh trailers from the week. We got a few to look at. You can skip around the video. There will be timestamps, but you can bet we will be covering the old Bubs Deadpool Wolverine teaser that just dropped, the Nosferatu trailer from Robert Eggers, as well as Dwayne Johnson's hotly anticipated Red One, the most expensive movie ever put to fill a digital, you know the deal. Anyway, guys, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more of these random trailer medleys we like to do. And hey, big thank you to all of y'all for making the Super Marvel Bros t-shirt a smashing success over at rejectnationshop.com. If you haven't got yours, what are you doing? Hive mind, baby. Join the herd. Become a sheeple and support the Reject Nation today. Seriously, though, we really do appreciate it. It's been such a joy seeing all of y'all posting your pics and whatnot. Send us some. Anyhow, you got anything to tell the people before we... Let's do this advertising. Deadpool Wolverine. 3, 2, 1.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about, and I have no idea how to save it. But you do.
My God, it's right around the corner.
I know, right? Less than a month now.
Wolverine let down his entire world.
Well, my entire world needs you.
New footage?
Got it. Nicked it. Just got the tip with your little steak knife.
Nicked it, snicked it.
Trapped it.
That's what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die?
New footage?
Who's next?
There he is.
Nice.
Wow,
Tyler
looks just like
Mane.
that.
Ready to die. Wait.
Ready to die.
You look ridiculous. People have waited decades for this fight. It's not going to be easy. Maybe knife to shoot.
Fire in the back.
Go down, side control, then full mount, and you ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead. Shut the f*** up. Oh my God. Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan.
Damn.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that Sabretooth was in here, but I saw that was one of the leaked photos that I did end up seeing on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize he was going to look exactly out of the original X-Men film. And he had barely any lines in the original one. All I remember is saying, I think the line that he says is "Scream for me" when he has Storm choked up. So it's a really short moment in the movie. But he actually gets a full shouting, screaming line here.
Yeah, he might get twice as much dialogue in this movie. I'm really excited to see him, though, and especially as a Rob Zombie Halloween fan. That's my Michael Myers right there. But yeah, that's like one of the OG kind of showdowns. I mean, I wonder if they'll also get a Liv Schreiber, but to see him back and to see this taking it back to like the original, at least X-Men movie is pretty dang exciting. And I wonder if this particular stretch of wasteland we're in is going to be, you know, a particular hub for many a prior X-Men cameo. But yeah, this is super fun.
I love the energy and the tone that it is striking. Like, it seems like it's just perfect. Like, I was reading that article where Ryan Reynolds was saying, like, he's the only one that can break the fourth wall. Like, there are rules implemented in order to maintain some type of immersive experience here, so that way you can still be invested in the story and the characters. Otherwise, it feels too separated from reality.
Sure,
but
no
like
stakes.
watching like Logan be super invested in the immediate moment of having to have this showdown with Sabretooth, because that's his arch nemesis, you know, and Sabretooth just vanished after the first X-Men movie. And I don't know if they're going to add on more to the story. Just the way how they're talking about it in this one moment seems like they might actually have a little bit more history that they'll implement versus the strangers that they were in the original X-Men film, because in the original X-Men storylines, like, there is a history between those two. And I know that's why you're mentioning that it's not exactly the one who is in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but
yeah,
I know you're mentioning
there's
Liev
more
Schreiber.
of that incorporated into X-Men
But
Origins,
maybe you'll actually get like a real violent fight scene this time versus the PG-13 on the Statue of Liberty fight that we got.
Get them clawing each other up and whatnot.
Yeah,
Get
man.
some nice
That was great.
slash marks. And I love that gag of, I didn't even realize that he had all the knives and swords in him at first.
Yeah.
Partly because, you know, trailer cutting, whiz bang, all that stuff. But yeah, just like him getting ready for the big fight, I thought was a nice gag. So yeah, I'm excited for their chemistry even more.
Even more.
Even more. But you know what else I'm excited for?
The one that I think you really want to watch.
Yeah, let's move on to Nosferatu. Unless you have more things to say about this 60-second
No, I
teaser.
have nothing more to
You
add
got
on.
nothing else to add on. It's fine. It's okay because, Robert Eggers is back. The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman. Now it's time for The Nosferatu, remake of the classic 20s vampire film. Let's go.
I have friends who literally have been like, "You gotta watch this trailer." Like people who aren't involved in the movie industry at all, but who just watch this and are like, "You gotta see this trailer." So I'm like,
Oh, I'm excited even more now. Let's do this.
Come to me. Come to me. Hear my call. Come to me.
Damn, he knows how to pack a punch, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Professor. My dreams grow darker.
Good cut. Goddamn.
Will come
Yeah.
from within us. Or from beyond.
Oh, is that a Depp? That's a Willem
Is that
Dafoe.
Lily Rose? And Willem Dafoe.
All I heard about is Bill Skarsgård. Wow, this is cool, dude.
Oh, wow.
The combining of modern day technology and old school aesthetics is great.
Yeah. Whoa.
It is coming.
Wow, there's a whole cast in here.
Is that Ralph Ineson's voice? Whoa!
Ew.
Whoa! Cool! Oh, that's awesome.
That was great.
Who is coming to my child?
Whoa. Whoa. Rats.
Man, this looks so extreme.
Oh my god. And the tinting with the colors. Oh.
We are here encountering the vampire.
The vampire. Oh.
I just realized Nosferatu's barely in this trailer.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
What a meta casting.
Yeah,
I just
right.
put that
Shadow
together.
the Vampire.
Yeah.
Totally. I hadn't even thought of it until you brought it up. Oh, and for Christmas, succumb to the darkness. That's
Weirdly fits with
beautiful.
it. We did the watch along for Nosferatu here.
The OG
The original Nosferatu. We were asked by someone. Yeah,
Yeah, we should dig that
one
back
of my
up.
favorite experience.
Yes. Think back to it on the daily.
I guess I'm not mature enough to handle this silent film.
It's okay. This will be much more suited to your modern sensibility. Okay.
Oh yeah, I need more bang.
Yeah, you need more whip pans and big shadows over the city. That was such a cool image, and something that feels very akin to classic expressionist iconography, visuals, whatnot. But
This
also
German horror film, the original.
Yeah, it's F.W. Murnau, I want to say, and certainly, something that feels, I don't know, there's something about both the Gothic aesthetic, but especially circa German expressionism that feels quite distinct from other kinds of Gothic fiction, and this certainly feels steeped in that, and we know Robert Eggers is, the research man, so this will probably be as authentic as could possibly be. But yeah, I love just the way that just the color palette of this in a subtle way harkened to the old silent movie tinting they would do with the visuals. And yeah, something like that hand shadow reaching out over the city is truly an effect that to me feels like something that would be, you could do it with miniatures in the past, but it feels very blended, kind of 50-50 between, an old school image and modern execution, which is a nice way to encapsulate something like this. But what did you think?
What I was surprised by was the minimalization use of Nosferatu, the character. This focused more on the effect of the town, of what Nosferatu's influence and cult and trauma that he can, that's the real power.
Yeah.
That I'm not a Nosferatu expert or something like that.
Oh yeah, but
But I know there's essentially that was that. Then the Dracula story was inspired from Nosferatu, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Nosferatu is an unofficial adaptation that they got in a bunch of legal trouble over because they didn't have the rights to the actual Bram Stoker book. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then the Dracula movies have borrowed heavily from Nosferatu. Yeah. But
Got it. Well, normally it is just about the mystique of Nosferatu, but this, I didn't even think about Nosferatu, the character, until they finally showed him.
Yeah.
I was so pulled into the visual experience and the dread and the overall horror of just the psychological deterioration that you're watching everyone go to. Like, I take it Nicholas Hoult is the main guy.
That's what it seems like.
The youngin who shows up.
He's the Ichabod Crane of this story. Sure.
Yeah. This also looks like it might be one of the more accessible Robert Eggers films, you know.
In a way, I could see that certainly because, like, you're in a time period that isn't too far removed in terms of, you know, like if you're watching The Witch or something like that, you know, and you're in puritanical America, you know, like it's a kind of a niche period of history for like the popular, you know, knowledge osmosis. But yeah, here, I mean, I imagine you're still in Germany, and yeah, like there's something about this that seems less isolated than some of his other movies, not having seen The Northman, but yeah, like
or The Lighthouse,
but that obviously isolated movie. But like this seems to, like you were kind of getting at, it feels like you're kind of looking at the effect that this presence, this figure has on like the surrounding area and like the ghost story in and of itself that he represents to them. And so you have, you know, your classic, like, oh, he lives, you know, sort of far on the outskirts of town in this eerie old castle. But, you know, even here in the heart of the city, you know, people are still, you know, living in fear. And you see that procession of coffins. People are probably disappearing and dying. And then you'll have the element of, you know, your lead ingenue character is probably going to be, you know, like lured in by his, you know, strange siren song, and then other people being driven to madness. Like it has all the stuff, but like the scope and scale and the, you know, again, modern trappings look really gripping and really, I mean, you know, there's so many Eggers out there. Robert Eggers has proven himself to be somebody over time who is certainly, carries a seal of quality and a seal of, what am I trying to say? Like, you know, it seems like he is incredibly thorough when mapping these movies out. and I get that sense from this.
And I think, too, he's kind of respected for an emphasis on vernacular for time periods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was able to understand what they were saying here. So I was like, this might be the most attainable Robert Eggers movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I can keep up with what they're saying.
We can all, we don't need subtitles and footnotes to understand this. Yeah.
Because when I saw Lighthouse in the theaters, I was like, I honestly don't know what they talked about in that scene. There's several scenes there where I was like, I don't know what they said.
I'm excited to eventually watch and not understand The Lighthouse. But yeah, even the couple of glimpses we get here at Nosferatu, and I think that's a great idea. Keep him, you know, in the shadows. Keep him as a tease for the actual movie experience. I'm sure another trailer might actually reveal him. But I think that's perfect because, I don't know. I mean, it's up to them to have a good look that people are going to be satisfied when they get to the theater. But I think they can certainly pull it off. And then the only thing you don't want is for it to look too much like Pennywise.
And in case you guys don't know what we said, the last thing I'll say is like with the meta casting, there's a movie called Shadow of the Vampire, which is about the making of Nosferatu, and Willem Dafoe plays Nosferatu. And it's basically a story of like, is this guy an actor playing Nosferatu, or did he really cast an actual vampire?
Yeah,
it's actually a really good movie. It's a really, if you haven't seen it,
it's terrific.
It's a really, really great movie.
Absolutely,
and,
check it out.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe plays him. So yeah, I think it is kind of like cool meta casting to do that.
Good call. Good catch.
I didn't catch it till the very end when he said Nosferatu. I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, you're that guy, though. You're that guy.
That's
All
crazy.
Right. Well, leave us your thoughts about the Nosferatu trailer. I'm going to watch it a few more times today.
It's a great trailer. I get what people want to watch.
It's one of those. Seldom do you see a trailer where you're just like, I just want to watch that again immediately.
Yeah. Now let's watch the one that everyone really wants to see: the peeing in the water ball, Voss water.
Brought to you by Voss. Here we go.
Let's see what all the hype's about. Jesus.
497. 498.
Oh yeah.
499. 500.
It's like Black Adam.
Let's go, Abby. Got it.
You got it, Commissioner
Strong,
Gordon.
Nick.
Go on, brush your shoulders off.
Red one is on the move.
Evening, ladies.
What the hell am I watching right now?
Of course, your boyfriend's here.
Oh wow. Okay. Buff Santa meets Rampage.
Who's with Red? Reach!
Oh my.
Someone took Nick.
I love how straight they're playing this.
Find him.
Yep.
There's like
Jack O'Malley. He's probably the best tracker in the world.
What? Lucy Liu? What?
You guy's a legend.
What am I doing here?
Last night, Red One, also known as St. Nicholas of Myra, was abducted from the North Pole complex.
my God.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped.
Dyed his hair so black.
Whoa.
That looks great, though.
You can't trust this guy. He's on the list. You don't mean that list. NL4.
Are you telling me this clown is a level 4 naughty lister?
Wow.
A level 4 naughty lister?
Oh, is that funny to you?
You're gonna help us find Nick.
It's the Coca-Cola bear.
No way, really?
Oh, wow.
Grab a car. For what?
Grab all these product placements.
You don't have a Wonder Woman action figure, do you?
That's not how it works.
That's
Come
a
on.
meta-ass line from so many levels.
There's version here that is not of the natural world.
Whoa, pumpkin bomb.
Krampus.
Oh, the makeup looks great.
Play
Krampus.
Krampus flop.
Whoa.
I think if you don't need me here, I might just go back to the car.
Looks like that was great makeup.
We need to prepare for the possibility of no Christmas.
This looks like every Dwayne Johnson movie.
There's worse
Yes.
ways to go out than trying
But
to
with
save
Christmas.
Santa Claus.
Whoa.
Holy shit!
Merry.
We got snowmen.
Abominable snowmen. This is like a Goosebumps. It's like so many things. Oh, yeah. Don't eat the brown snow.
That was so disturbing.
Wow. Good logo.
Interesting. My turn!
Oh, no.
Whoa, Dwayne Johnson letting his ass get beat?
Is that in the contract?
Good.
Maybe that's it. They updated it so if he does take a hit, he still looks good.
Have you seen Red, the Netflix movie?
No, the most watched movie of all
Such a
time.
terrible
I
film.
didn't watch it.
It took me 3 times to watch it, like to get through the movie.
Ah.
And it's just kind of funny because I'm like, Ryan Reynolds easily could have been this Chris Evans character too.
Of course. I wonder if they wanted him and then Deadpool was happening or something.
Rumor has that they didn't really get along that well in that making of that movie, and that line, that Wonder Woman line's met on so many levels. Captain America talking about Wonder Woman, Dwayne Johnson, the DC Universe, Black Adam mentioning Wonder Woman, Dwayne Johnson also starred with Gal Gadot in Red.
Oh, my God.
It's
You're
a
right.
Super meta
Wow.
line. Super meta line. All I'm saying,
We got to get a Gal Gadot cameo. Maybe she's Mrs. Claus.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, and we got J.K. Simmons,
I thought that was a very tonally confusing.
That
J.K.
was-
Simmons is Commissioner Gordon. Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon, and J. Jonah Jameson. Both universes. Great.
I thought that was a very weird. That was one of the weirdest trailers I've seen in a way that I don't expect to be weird because it played its like it wasn't funny, and I couldn't, and it was obviously wanting comedy.
Yes.
It wasn't funny to me, and I was like, what is the tone they're going for exactly? But what I was surprised by is the makeup effects and the visual effects look
great.
dynamite.
Look great.
Yeah.
Like the best part of this. I felt like I was this is going to be a strange metaphor, but I thought while this was happening, I was watching like how in one in my right eye I could see a completed omelet, and in my left eye I could see the deconstructed omelet, where it's just all the ingredients,
Yeah.
and then here's and they're just kind of both overlapping. Like, this is so strange, and I wonder what it feels like as an actual movie because, yeah, like all the actors are taking it pretty dang seriously, but you have all these whimsical but technological updates on Santa and that lore. But then you also have Chris Evans, who seems like he's the one person who understands maybe a little bit of what movie he's actually in and what the tone maybe should be. Because this is said from the director of Jumanji, and this didn't feel as like fun.
That's a really
and
well directed movie.
Breezy, yeah. And this didn't, at least, again, it's a trailer. Somebody else cut this, but like, it doesn't feel as fun and breezy and adventurous as that does. It feels mostly like a big mishmash cacophony that that has Christmas on top. I don't know.
And look, the vibe that I get, and granted, we don't watch that many trailers anymore, and it is just a trailer. So could be way off. I'd love to be wrong on this because, I mean, an action adventure Christmas movie sounds like a really good time, and we both loved the movie Violent Night, and that's like a hard R though, and that's a surprisingly great film.
Yeah,
and this is not going to be that at all, and
I
think it could kind of use a bit of a touch of that because when they have the obvious trailer dip the music out moments or lines of dialogue, where this is supposed to be where we're laughing. And, and I'm like, these lines sound like the most generic lines you could come up with
This
for
feels
a situation. Yeah.
This feels like a Dwayne Johnson like conveyor belt movie, and I think what what I didn't get out of this trailer was heart, and I think that's the number one thing a Christmas movie needs. Because this also reminds me a little bit of Arthur Christmas, which is an animated movie, but that has a take where it's, you know, like Santa's operation is very modernized, and in some ways it is like tactical and things like that. And I wonder if they maybe borrowed anything from that here. But what that movie has 1,000 times over is tons of heart. What I'm blanking on it. Violent Night has surprising amounts of heart despite what kind of movie it is, and this just looks like a face value Dwayne Johnson action comedy. And the Christmas side of it doesn't even like
it looks like a streaming movie now, but I just realized now that we're on the.
I was just
it's actually coming out in theaters. It looked like a streaming film. I thought
it's a Netflix movie, isn't it?
Amazon.
It's an Amazon.
I thought it was an Amazon. I thought it was a streaming. It like plays like a streaming movie.
That's how it feels, and I mean,
what a weird time we live in that you would
not
expect an expensive ass movie like that on the streaming. What a weird time we live in.
Sure, yeah, and I feel like it's a smart move to put it in the theaters, obviously, because you'll make the most money there, and holiday movies are always lucrative.
Maybe it could also lose like the most money.
Well, now that it costs like $500 million to make this, and that's, I guess, my last sort of like stray observation is like, this doesn't feel all that this feels way more like a Goosebumps than it does a Christmas to me, because like you have Santa and he's working out, and you have like Krampus and you have snowmen, but they're fighting on the beach, and most of the locations we see are like sunny and dry, and they're not dressed up like it's Christmas that much.
Well, I think it's supposed to be a little dark because Santa's kidnapped.
Dark, I'll accept. This is like very bright. Like the thing is, I got like so many like bright.
They have dark locations. Look at that. The Krampus people. That's dark. That's dark
so.
snow. Look at that. It's either super bright or super dark.
Yeah, I guess so. But
yeah.
I don't know. Nothing really felt that Christmassy to me in this, except maybe the sight of the reindeer and him in the Santa costume. I like this polar bear who looks like the Coca-Cola polar bear, and I wonder if that will be a Coca-Cola branded polar bear. The Abominable Snowmen look pretty cool. I'm excited
because they have like straight up like Hellboy looking nightmarish creatures in this movie.
Yes,
I'm so confused when I see this trailer.
That's about the most intriguing part to me. Is I'm like, okay, because I only knew that this would be a Dwayne Johnson Santa movie where he's got to save Santa. He's like Santa's most jacked up elf, and this gave me at least the hope of like, oh, are we gonna see like a whole bunch of different like Yuletide, this time of year, folklore creatures and whatnot. I mean, Krampus certainly, but like you've got this. I don't know if
that's the correct way to pronounce it. Are you being a jackass?
No.
Are you trying to like sound smarter than me? Krampus.
Krampus. I've heard it so many different ways.
You've changed it 3 times in the entire
I'm
time
trying
we
to
talk.
cover them all so that if somebody points out the right one, I can go, oh, this is the one time it was said this way.
I'm trying to sound like a layman, right? It's actually Krampus.
I don't know. It's
the correct pronounce.
We're going with Krampus for right now. It's Krampus and the snowmen and whatnot. But yeah, you have this like giant, like, 30-foot tall monster creature, and there were some other creaturely looking things in here, so like that's kind of neat if we are getting like a Rise of the Guardians. Like, was there a Jack Frost in here somewhere or whatever? I don't know. I'll be interested to see how this turns out. It's like I don't know if I actually would care to want to watch this, even except for like the morbid curiosity of seeing what this actually amounts to. And they've got like a pumpkin bomb in here. They've got like a fire-breathing horse. I have so many questions after this trailer, and it's not giving me, I think, the one thing that it should be giving me, which is like, come this Christmas, I got to make a point to check this out.
I didn't feel like Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson had much chemistry in Red, and I don't feel like Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson look like they have any chemistry in this trailer. Could be wrong, just a trailer.
Dwayne Johnson looks like he's in his own...
I'm definitely veering on the negative side of this. This looks like it could be a tedious experience.
It does.
It looks like a loud movie without real energy.
This looks like it could be like a Christmas Van Helsing.
But
or something.
I don't know, Van Helsing could be like a good schlocky entertainment time. But this is not really doing it for me. We'll see it, man. It's just a trailer, but I don't think it's a good first impression.
No, this is a mess. This trailer is a bit of a mess. But what did you guys think? Is this all you want for Christmas? Is this all 12 days of Christmas your true love gave to you? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what your favorite trailer of these 3 was. And we'll catch you the next time more than one interesting trailer comes out in a week. Peace.